The forests of Sumatra are a treasure house of biodiversity. This is one of the richest habitats on Earth, providing food and shelter for countless species of plants and animals. This is also the home of the charismatic orangutan, one of our closest living relatives. But we invade and destroy these remaining forests for timber exploitation and large-scale agriculture, like oil palm or industrial timber plantations. Losing their habitat and food resources, orangutans are increasingly in danger of being killed by poachers or captured. People can still make money by selling young orangutans in the illegal pet trade. Those that manage to survive the destruction have been evacuated from their former home, effectively becoming refugees from forests that no longer exist. These few lucky survivors are taken to the Sumatran Orangutan Conservation Program's Rescue Center, run by the Pan-Eco Foundation and Yayasan Ecosystem Lestari. There, they are cared for and given medical checks. Released back into the wild at one of the two specialized reintroduction centers. A long process that needs lots of dedication and considerable financial support. For some, however, returning to the wild is simply not possible. They are too traumatized or badly handicapped.
Around a village, and there were some farmers there with some air rifles, and they took shots at him. And he was quite nice and friendly to humans, so he was probably just like amazed that humans would treat him so badly and shooting at him and stuff like that. So he didn't immediately run away. And he ended up with like I think 62 air rifle pellets in his body. Leuser, actually, you can see it on an x-ray, but when we got him, he had 62 air rifle pellets embedded all over his body. Now we managed to take 14 of those out, but he's still got 48 inside him. And 2 of them are in one eye and 1 is in the other one, so he's completely blind. His eyes are gradually rotting away, they're completely useless.
Introducing him to Gober, another blind orangutan, had unexpected results.
Because they're both blind, we decided we would sort of give them a lot of contact with each other and introduce them together to give them a better quality of life.
And hope can sometimes emerge from all the despair and suffering.
We mated through the bars during the process of being introduced to each other. So you can see there's a big space between the bars, so it's not difficult for 2 willing partners to work on something. And the result is these 2 twins. Yeah?
Twins are highly unusual for orangutans.
You're doing a good job.
Because they are blind, Leuser and Gober will never be free in the forest again, but they can play an important role.
If she'd stayed where she was, the population where she was living will probably almost certainly be extinct in 5 to 10 years, because it's not forest anymore, it's farmland. And her genetics, her DNA would have disappeared with it. But with these infants, if we can get them back into the forest and live in as wild orangutans again, they'll contribute to the next generation.
Born behind bars to a father and mother who are both blind, their future is not as bleak as it looks.
The best thing that could happen to these kids is that the mother rears them properly and gives them a really good start in life up until the age of about 5 or 6 years old. And then we can take them away and start them on the process of returning to the wild. A lot of the animals that we do receive here, they're confiscated pets. They've usually been kept in terrible conditions, fed on nothing but rice for several years, and then we try and educate them again how to survive in the wild. Now these guys, if we're lucky, they'll get like 3 or 4 years of learning all those things from their mother, and that'll give them a really good chance actually. They'll probably be top of the class when they go to forest school.
Orangutan conservation requires a long-term commitment.
I mean, animals like Gober and Leuser and Tila over here, who's got hepatitis B, we're not able to release them to the wild. So we do need to develop quite quickly a new facility to house these long-term animals. And so, you know, hopefully within the next year or two, we find something and these animals can go there. These things are never cheap. I mean, to do a good job, we'd be looking in the region of about $200,000, I think. But then add to that the cost of the land. I mean, it depends where the land is, how much it costs. It could be quite a lot more than that. For one orangutan, you're talking about $2,000 or $3,000 a year, just in basic food and medical care. For an orangutan like Gober here, she may only live for another 5 to 10 years, whereas Leuser, he should have a good 40 years ahead of him. So we have to think long term all the time. If we weren't here, then these two kids also wouldn't be here.
The orangutans need your